Well, hopefully this time we've got some chat working. What's going on there? Just bear with me. It's the first time that's ever happened. Dum. My apologies. Oh, God. My channel. Where are we? We've got 3 watching. Sorry, crew. I don't know what happened there. No idea. Top chat. Excellent. We've got some chat going on. Right. So, fire away with your questions while I ramble on about this top end rebuild that I did yesterday. So, starting again, some of you may remember last week I had an ROV to collect from, where was it? Piha. And morning, Kill Switch. Sorry, mate. Sorry I messed you all around this morning. Simon Roll, sorted. Yes, I have no idea, chaps, why the chat had been disabled. I did select this time round that the video is suitable for all ages, and that might have tripped the chat side of it. I don't know, but hey, who knows? So got the ROV picked up during the week, brought it down Friday night, and Saturday was an early start to I'd already diagnosed the problem, and maybe I brought it down. No, I brought it down the week earlier. Sorry, I had another one to pick up for a service. So I'd already diagnosed the fault, ordered the part, got the parts on Friday, did the top end rebuild yesterday. Clearly the head gasket had failed. It was getting combustion gases in the coolant system and overpressurizing. So yeah, got on, did the top end rebuild. Fortunately had a spare head in stock that was already skimmed and tested, and that went on. New set of piston rings, obviously, because you know when it's overheated, doesn't do the rings any good. And obviously check the big end as well. And there were signs of heat around the big end bearing, but there was no roughness or play or anything. So fingers crossed, because I really didn't have time for a full engine rebuild, and I didn't have the parts to replace the big end bearing either. So it is what it is. But it's done, and it's all back together. And about 10 o'clock last night, I did some preliminary testing, and it all looked really good. Still got the tray to put on and a few bits and pieces, so I should have that finished in a couple of hours. And of course, an engine oil change as well. A new filter, put a new rad cap on it, new thermostat in it. Oh, and the primary fail, just out of interest, was the wiring for the cooling fan. The plug between the cooling fan motor and the loom had an intermittent open circuit. If you give it a wiggle, the fan would go off. Give it another wiggle, the fan would come on. So yeah, fortunately we found the problem. Obviously the secondary problem was the operator. They decided to continue to drive the machine after, quote, it had let all the steam out, and they drove it 4 kilometers down the beach back to base, which clearly did all the damage. Wow, we've got a lot of comments flooding through. So you've all found the second live stream. So my apologies about the problems, the technical issues on the first one. There was the chat for some reason had been disabled, whether that was my fault or YouTube or what, I don't know. So we'll start from the top. Killswitch BB, good morning, Killswitch. Good to have you on board, mate. Thanks for hanging in there. Just realign the camera, there we go. Simon Rawls, sorted, yes, thank you, Simon. Rodney Long Jr., hi from St. Clair, Missouri. Good to have you on board, Rodney. I think that's the first time we've had somebody from St. Clair, Missouri that I'm aware of anyway. Recognise your name, obviously, Rodney, but I didn't realise where you were from. Amelia Law, hello from New Zealand. Wow, good morning, Amelia. We've got a lady viewer, which is, I don't know, I don't see too many female names on there. Normally on the old live stream. Killswitch BB, all ages. I'll leave then, lol. I know, actually, well, you know, I have to be very careful with YouTube and the restrictions they put in place. So all my normal video uploads, because of the intro with the tool girls and bits and pieces, you know, I err on the side of caution. That probably affects the viewings tremendously, but you know, at least we try and stay within the boundaries of YouTube restrictions or regulations, or call them what you like. Daniel Black, hi, you've been busy. I have been ridiculously busy. I'm waiting for that quiet week. I've been waiting all year for that quiet week since New Zealand came out of lockdown. And it just hasn't happened. You know, all the motorcycle shops around New Zealand are extremely busy. Workshops are very busy. Parts supply at the moment, the feedback I'm getting from Tool Girl Holly in the car industry isn't too bad. It seems to be getting slightly better. I think this is probably the calm before the storm. Warehouses are depleting very, very quickly around the world. And of course, some factories where parts are made are either closed or on limited production. So things are, I can tell you now, they're going to get a lot worse, especially for New Zealand, because I also heard earlier in the week that, I can't remember who was telling me, but, it was Jared actually, from Fort. She was telling me that some container ships, because of the delays in the docks here at New Zealand, some container ships, even though they've got deliveries of containers for New Zealand, they're making a decision not to bother coming to New Zealand. They're just carrying on and going elsewhere, and just taking the containers with them, which is horrific. It really is. It's causing some major problems. So as regards getting parts, and supplies for New Zealand, imports, we just don't really know when they're going to turn up sometimes. A real problem. Right, Jim K, and we are live. We are, Jim, finally, round 2. I think that's the first time I've ever had to do that. My apologies. Jeremiah Lilli, good morning from California. Good morning, Jeremiah. I have a good friend in the UK we call him Uncle Jeremy, actually. The kids call him Uncle Jeremy. And great guy, actually. I've not seen him since I left, but I hope he's well. I do know that every now and again they do watch one of my live streams. Now then, Laughing Dog. The stream didn't send out a notification this time. Very odd. Yeah, I have noticed that on the last live stream that went out on Sunday, obviously. A lot of viewers were saying that they didn't receive the notification until about an hour after the live stream had started, which is weird. Don't know what's going on there. Again, whether YouTube's got problems or whether they've decided to change their notification criteria, I just don't know. This time round, probably because I just started it and went straight into it. Maybe that's one of the reasons. I don't know. Terry Jones, good morning. Hello, Terry. Simon Roll, when you put a video up suitable for children, YouTube disables the comments. You see, you guys know far more than I do, and I'm the one running the YouTube channel. Right, so it was entirely my fault, nothing to do with YouTube. I didn't realize that kids couldn't comment. Although saying that, we have had a couple of kids on the live streams, I'm sure, although we're certainly messaging as if they were kids, and nothing but a pain in the ass. So it was good to know that, Simon. Thank you. Machine NZ, your sticker is on the cabinet. Very proud. Morning, Andy, from sunny New Plymouth. Next time I'm in New Plymouth, I will have to contact you and pop round and see all your machinery and stuff, because you do a great job, actually. Really great job. And you know far more about machining than I will ever know. I am a mere amateur when it comes to using my lathe, I tell you. There's a lot of stuff that I make on that lathe that I don't film, and there's no way I'd ever put them on a video. It would destroy my reputation, I'm sure. what reputation that is. Now then, Mr. Smith, hello from Sweden. Oh, hang on, we've just jumped one. We're coming through thick and fast. Daniel Black, you haven't sent me an email yet. Daniel, now going from memory, was that to do with the alpha wipe thing for the channel? If it was you, and my memory's crap at the moment, I'm really tired. I haven't, and I keep remembering to try and do it, and then I get drawn away. So Daniel, I'll look through my emails, or if you want to flick me another email through this morning, I will definitely do it. In fact, I'll make a note now. Daniel, email, alpha wipe. Right, I'll do that, and I'll put you on a link so you've got access to all the logos and stuff, the graphics for the channel. They're currently on a Google Drive folder, I think. Nigel Forster, hello from dark, wet UK. Yes, I hear you're having some pretty bad weather over there. You have had some really bad weather. It's actually really, really nice here in New Zealand at the moment. I had a glorious day yesterday in the workshop. It was perfect. Got a lot done. I'm sort of on target. I've got to have this the 2 ROVs finished. The other one's in for a major service, brakes, roll binding, CVT drive overhaul, just the standard stuff really. And that would normally take me, well, usually between a day and a half and 2 days. I really have to crank that out. I've got to have both ROVs loaded and on the trailer ready to go Tuesday morning, which isn't too far away. And I've also got, as you saw from the thumbnail, I've got Tool Girl Holly's frame in primer. Got it shot blasted, got it sprayed in primer, and now I've got to spray it in the black gloss. I think it'll only get one coat of black gloss because we've got to be working on it next Saturday, and I'm going to be away until late Friday night once I leave on Tuesday. So yeah, compromises, constant compromises, unfortunately. John Nuttall. Good morning, John. Andy, I have read somewhere the Ford Courier points gap is on a sticker or a plate under the bonnet. Funny if it's true. It's not on Ben's. I've had a look. That was the first place I looked, and it's not there. But the good news is Ben's been fiddling around with it, and he actually did change. He moved the Dizzy a little bit to change the ignition timing, and he says it actually runs a lot better. He sort of did an ear time up, just played around with it until it sounded really sweet, and then locked it off, and he says it's running mint at the moment. So there you go. He's happy. That's all that matters. John Dwyer. Hey, buddy, how's it hanging? Limp, tired. Long day yesterday, long week up in Auckland, lots going on. I've only got today, tomorrow, and a small chunk of Tuesday. I might do the spraying Tuesday morning before I go up to Auckland. And then I'm in Auckland Tuesday night, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Come back late Friday night. Gonna leave the big trailer up at work. And filming Saturday, Sunday with Holly. And hence why I'm trying to get the DR200 frame all done, ready for the reassembly with Holly. That should be fun, building a bike with her. And then go back to Auckland Sunday night, and then Monday morning collect another trailer, not mine, a box trailer, and head down to Wellington, do a delivery, park the trailer up, and then I'm in the South Island until the 17th of December. So almost 3 weeks on the road. I've got a lot of meetings to do down there, a lot of stuff to get done. I'm only taking Sundays off, so I'll be working Saturdays as well. So yeah, it's going to be pretty full on. That's the big push before Christmas. And I'll be looking at my leave, and at the moment I've got booked off until I think about the 8th of January. But I have got some more days that have come through on annual leave, so I could actually extend that if I want to. I think I will. I really could do with a break. And that time, I say a break, that time will allow me to get caught up with some of these projects. I should be able to get Holly's bike finished. I should be able to get some more work done on Alan's CB750. Still waiting for some parts to come through on that. And Holly's bike really has taken precedence, plus all this servicing work. So Alan's bike's been pushed to one side, really. We just haven't done a lot to it. No more videos. But we are still waiting for all those front brake components to turn up. They shouldn't be here. It should be maybe another week, and they should be here. So yeah, and I want to get the carport finished. I really want to get the carport finished. It's getting hot out there, and a carport to work under will be really nice. So yeah, John, busy, mate. Really, really busy. Jim K, I've set an alarm so I know to look for the live stream. You can't rely on notifications. I don't think you can, Jim, to be honest. Oh, excellent coffee this morning. Kill switch. Same here, Jim. Mike, I see what I don't do, and I should, if I was more proactive and had more time, I would do like posts on Facebook and Instagram, up and coming live stream, try and market the whole thing a bit more. But hey, it's quite nice when there's just us guys, in all honesty. Mike Bazanski. Right, Mike. Yes. First of all, thank you very much for your donation. Really, really appreciated. Thank you very much for that. I'll put it to good use. In actual fact, I've already put it to good use. I've I've ordered a pipe bending machine. Nothing too extravagant because they're actually pretty expensive. So that over Christmas, here we go, another project to start. Over my Christmas annual leave, I will be making a start on Jared's buggy. fixing the frame up, replacing some of those frame rails and stuff. So I've bought the pipe bending machine, picked that up on Thursday. As I've also ordered the steel tubing, so I picked that up. There's 3 different sizes. Managed to source the right stuff. That's arriving. Well, it's actually arrived already. I've got to pick that up Thursday as well. So I'll have all the materials I need to get the frame done, and then I can look at what engine we're going to fit. I'm very, very tempted, because I've got a spare one on the bench, to fit a DR200 engine to it, because I've got a loom, CDR, I've got all the bits I need from the spare bike. And I mentioned it to Jared. He says, "Oh, it sounds pretty cool. We should do that." Downside is I've also got to make, play around with the pedals, and get a clutch pedal put in there as well. So I'll have to move the brake pedal to the middle. I don't know how it's going to work out, but it should be easy enough. And then it'll have a clutch. It'll be fantastic. But yeah, that's further down the line. But it'll be a great little project. I'm looking forward to doing that. Now then. Geez, where are we? Simon. Right. So, Mike, yes, sorry, I deviated there. Sorry to hear about your mug. Hope you get that sorted out. If you really struggle, let me know. I'll order one and I'll ship it straight to you. How's that? Can't be having the wrong mug supplied. The good news is, Mike, you are definitely now going to be in the draw, which we're gonna do the draw on a video, not on live stream. I think we'll do it on a video. Well, it depends if Holly gets out of bed, to be honest. No, probably be on a video. We will do the draw, so we'll know who is the lucky winner. Well, we'll do the draw next weekend, but the video will go out. I don't know. Will I have time to edit it up until I get back from the South Island? So you'll know just before Christmas who wins. There you go. I'm not going to dig myself any holes or make any false promises. I think it most likely will go out once I get back from the South Island. Simon, I made the same mistake and had to re-upload. Damn, it's rather annoying, isn't it? Igors, I just my video blurry. Oh, that must be to do with your internet connection, Igor. YouTube does dumb down the resolution if your internet connection's struggling at the moment. Montana, help! Jeez. Did you ever reinstall the engine stroke transmission in the RAV4 project? Well, the answer to that is I most definitely did not. We got well into it, and the block was warped on that engine, so it would have required a complete replacement engine, really, or a skim at least. Priced it all up. It just wasn't worth doing, to be honest. We had to just abort mission on that one. I didn't see a video. Well, that's why. I have the same vehicle that I need to replace the clutch on, procrastinating hard about starting. Yeah, it's not a small job. I have had a few messages actually about that RAV4 project recently. You can get the cylinder head off in situ, but it's a real pain to do it. Toyota state that you should just drop the engine and gearbox completely. If you're doing a clutch, and ours was a manual as well, you will if it's a four-wheel drive especially, you'll really struggle. In fact, I don't think it's possible to get the gearbox off without first splitting the, from memory, I think it was the gearbox and the four-wheel drive transmission, the transfer box. You had to split that from the engine, and you could only really do that with the whole thing out of the vehicle. But dropping the engine out on the subframe wasn't actually that hard, so that's what I suggest that you do. It means you can get to all the bits a lot easier, and there is actually an engine wiring harness, so you can just disconnect the wiring harness from the vehicle loom, and it's all designed for it to be serviced that way. So good luck, Montana. It's not an easy job, especially without a hoist, which was the case for me, unfortunately. Terry Jones, hello from New York, or is it, how do you pronounce it? New York. Is that right? New York. Terry Jones, good to have you on board, sir. Nathan Dunn, hi Andy, from the northeast of England. Good man, nice to have people on from England, I like that. MG, morning Andy, good morning MG, nice to have you here. Simon, did you ever find a good way to filter the air into the CVT drives? Simon, that, yes, I did. I found a really good way. It's not proven yet. I have done initial field studies where I've taken the vehicle and charged around a field and done basically speed runs. That was about the easiest way to tell whether the engine power was being affected or not. The whole thing was filmed for work, not for the YouTube channel, and I was very, very happy with the end result. Problem is, I can't recommend it until I've taken some data. I've got to look at things like CVT drive operating temperature, that kind of stuff. I've got to look at airflow through the CVT drive based on the new ducting. So there's a bit of work to do. I've got the sensors and bits and pieces here. I've gathered all those up. I just need a couple of days to get them all put on the vehicle and go back out to do some final testing before I can sign it off. I started that much earlier in the year, probably the start of the year, and it's just been shelved. I just haven't had time. I really haven't. I'd like to get it finished because I know that it's going to be a major improvement to that particular model. It's going to save customers a lot of money. Oh my word. Al Elish, hi Andy, good morning. Good morning, Al. Guy Martin is in the house. Bloody hell. Morning, Guy. Great to have you on board, mate. Thank you very much for entertaining the Andy Mechanic YouTube channel and gracing us with your presence. I thoroughly enjoy all of your videos. You know, all the TV series that you do and stuff. I think it's fantastic. I haven't watched any of the recent ones. I've just been way too busy, mate. I'm like you. There's lots going on. But I do remember one of the probably going back a while now. One of the ones that you did was, I think you were in Japan, and you went into this guy's workshop and he let you use his lathe, and he was machining up some kind of cylindrical component on his lathe for commercial use, and it had to be done to so many microns tolerance, and he let you have a go and he let you do one, and you did a fantastic job. He said he was very, very impressed. You are a natural engineer, mate. I just in awe of what you do, and of course riding your bikes as well, it goes without saying. Great entertainer and a fantastic presenter. If I had 1% of your charisma, I was going to say balls, but you're a very brave chap, I'll give you that, and very dedicated too. So thank you, Guy. If you've got any particular questions you have for me, then I'll do my very best to answer. I do miss England, I must admit. New Zealand's a great place to be, but I do miss England. But I ramble on. Right, we'll carry on. Andrew Olivia, I think. Hi, Andy from Fiji. I had a good friend from Fiji, Prem, one of the other lecturers at Unitech. Hope he's okay. Laughing Dog, yeah, I'm sure it's the real Guy Martin, lol. I think it might be. I think it might. I don't know. Why wouldn't it be? I agree. We've got to. I think it is Guy. I do think it is Guy. In fact, Guy. I'm not going to doubt it. I could validate it. I could get Guy to send me an email right now with a selfie or something, with a, I don't know, showing 2 fingers or 3 fingers, and that would prove it. But I believe it's Guy Martin. I do. And exactly in Guy's words, why wouldn't it be? And I did hear on the grapevine, John, who's another one of our viewers, he did mention that Guy might well be here, so on one of the live streams at some point. So it is Guy Martin, I'm sure of it. Anyway, so Simon Roll, RD350LC engine ported in the buggy. I've been warned, Simon, that I can't do things like that. I do have an almost new YZ250 two-stroke engine in the cupboard. That would be just phenomenal. But I was told categorically, no. The children that are going to drive it would not, well, I'll say survive. They probably will have a crash pretty early on. So I think the DR200 engine's a pretty good compromise. It's got a bit of torque to it. It's got a few gears to play with, And I don't think it'd be too hard to install. I think there's going to be just about enough room on the back of the frame to install it. If I need to extend the chassis length a little bit, I can easily do that. It's not a problem. Now then, so if you guys have got any questions for Guy, please ask away, because awesome to have him around. So hang in there, Guy. I'm sure there'll be a few questions for you. Right, Ross, got some major lag on this live stream, as in the audio versus the video. That's not good. Ross, I hope all is well though, Andy. It is. Things are extremely busy leading up to Christmas. As you well know, I've been preparing new surf life-saving vehicles, that we provide for them through work. Obviously, it's nothing to do with Andy Mechanic, but other than the fact that I service them. So we've been getting all of those ready, lots more to under seal. It's been absolutely full on these last few weeks, and I'm really, really looking forward to taking a bit of time off, to be honest. But I say time off, I'm going to end up in the workshop. I even come in the workshop on Christmas Day, always, because, well, it's what we do, isn't it? Might have to do a live stream on Christmas Day. That'd be cool. Crack up the ciders. Guy Martin's back. Why wouldn't I be? I agree, Guy. You tell them. Kill Switch BB. Guy, welcome along, fella. Guy Martin. Kill Switch BB. Thanks. John recommended Andy's channel. There you go. You see, it all comes together. Jim K. Guy Martin proper. It is. It's Guy. I tell you, it's got to be. Terry Jones. How many times can service the carburetor in injector jets replaced before you have to change the carbs? No, carburetors should last pretty much forever. But why are you changing the jets all the time? I mean, you shouldn't have to keep replacing those. Once you get it set up, that's it, done. Peter Woodfine, Guy Martin, the only person with part of a wall of death in his house. Well, that's cool in itself, isn't it? Bob Kinney, hello, Andy and crew. Good morning, Bob. We have, I don't know if you've already heard, not Bob, but we've got Guy Martin in the workshop. Well, not saying the workshop, he's on the live stream. It'd be great if he was in the workshop. Kill Switch BB, I have a wall of death in my house. It's where the missus throws knives at me. You can't say that. Connor K, good morning, evening from Portugal. I need to email a pic of me and my mug. You do, Connor. You've got to get that through pretty sharpish, because next weekend we're going to be doing the draw for the Tang Tools, Forge gear, and of course the Andy Mechanic merch as well. And I've decided I'm going to make a wooden crate to get everything put in. It's going to cost a fortune to ship, but I'm going to make a nice wooden crate up to put all the gear in. We'll get it. I'll make some stencils up Andy Mechanic, and then we'll ship it out. So the crate itself will be a great thing to keep in your workshop for, bits and pieces, I suppose. Handmade by Andy Mechanic. I'm not the greatest at woodwork. I only got a B in woodwork. Also, I hope one day to see the Tool Girls of different ethnicities. I can never pronounce that. Variety is the spice of life. Yes, Connor, Tool Girls are extremely hard to come by these days. I don't know what's going on. I used to source the girls through, what was it called? It was a talent website here in New Zealand, and for some reason they decided, I don't know why, they decided that what the girls are doing on the channel wasn't appropriate. It's a bit weird, I don't see a problem with it, but anyway, so they won't allow me to advertise on there anymore. So I've got to, maybe go down to the pub, spread the word that way. Ross, but if it was slow, you would be in your workshop at home moaning you're bored. Yeah, I know. I like to be kept busy, but at the moment, believe me, it's just a little bit too busy, to be honest. Yes, audio and video out. Maybe, just maybe, it'll catch up. That has happened once before. I don't know what the hell causes it. So, sorry, on behalf of YouTube. Bubba Ayres, hi from Texas, DFW area. DFW. Don't know what that is. So good morning, Bubba. Simon Roll, them cheap Chinese carbs sometimes just need changing, as Venturi's blog. Wow. Well, don't buy cheap Chinese carbs is the answer for that one. Laughing Dog, Guy Martin has an official YouTube handle, but if you think it's him, okay. Don't say that. Don't say that. Well, okay, if it is Guy, and I think it is Guy, because I was warned in advance, and that doesn't usually happen, does it? Tell me, Guy, what was it like the first time you attempted to ride a motorcycle with the modifications across an open lake? That was a video that I watched with my lad Ben, and it was bloody good. You'd seen it. I think there was a YouTube video where somebody had done it, and you thought, right, we're going to give this a go. I think, did you not do the longest distance? I'm no doubt you probably set a record. I don't know, but what did it feel like, as you approached the water for the very first time, knowing that most likely you weren't going to make it to the other end, and you were probably going to go over the handlebars as the front end sort of dug in and into the water. So laughing dog, thanks for that. I don't know. I still think it's Guy Martin. I really do. Alan Cook, hi Andy. Good morning, Alan. Ross, I had a change of job after I lost my tools in a fire. What? Last year, and I've since taken up woodworking. Wow, you lost all your tools, mate. That's not good. Peter Woodfine, DFW, Dallas Fort Worth. Obviously, Dallas Fort Worth. I know that now. Bob Kinney. Cheers, guys. I know I'm dumb. Okay, sorry. Duke of the Dales. Morning, Andy. Hope you are well. Sorry I've been away for a while. Good to be back, catching up with your videos. Cheers, mate. I have been trying to crank them out as best I can. I've got one more, which I'll have to maybe edit up tonight if I can get finished at a reasonable hour. I've got one more. It's only a short video with Holly doing, I think it's the side stand fitment on the DR200. It was the last one we did before we had to hit the road. So I need to get that one out, really, before we start filming this Sunday so that I can keep the continuity going. Al, thank you for that. Alan Cook, you okay? Yeah, I'm all right, Alan. Just a bit knackered, that's all. Guy Martin, scary. Oh, come on, Guy. Tell me more than that. So, did your life flash in front of your eyes? Or do you just, give it full noise and hold on? So, Guy, can you tell me anything that's coming up in the future? What are you working on at the moment as regards a series? That would be good to know, wouldn't it? Bit of a, not a spoiler alert, but a bit of a heads up. I have noticed a lot of videos going out recently about, is it How Britain Worked? That series looks very good. I need to watch all of those. Maybe I'll make a start tonight. Is it true, Guy, that you're still working on the HGVs as well? Because they keep saying that on the media. And how the hell you find time to do all that, I don't know. Good to keep your hand in, though, isn't it? That's probably why I like to get back on the tools after a week up in Auckland. James Webber, he hit the water hard when he came off. Yeah, probably winded him, to be honest. It's not a good thing, is it, really? I don't think motorcycles are ever designed to go over water, to be fair. Ross, nope, it was rubbish. It was rubbish 47.5K in that fire. Oh, shit. So now I have to get my motoring kicks here and others on YouTube. Mate, I'm really sorry to hear that you lost all your tools. That's not good at all. I don't know what I would do if that happened to me. I'd really struggle, to be honest. Especially the ones that you've collected over the years. You pick up a tool and it tells a story. You've built up a relationship with that tool. It's done things for you and it's helped you out so many times. Kill Switch. If Guy had a dream challenge, what would it be? Thank you, Kill Switch, because I'm terrible at interviews. So, Guy, if you had a dream challenge, if you could do anything that you wanted, and you've already done a hell of a lot of stuff, obviously, but if there's anything else that you could do that you haven't been able to do yet, what would it be? David Harding, good morning from Austin, Texas. CTX, Texas, I know that one. Nigel Fuster, when do you think electric bikes will take over? Are we talking electric motorbikes or electric bicycles? Because I was talking to Ben yesterday. He was down yesterday and the day before building a wood shed so we can put all the wood in winter time, keep it all dry, which is nice of him. He was telling me that the e-bikes sales have gone through the roof to the point now where stock is woefully low. And give it a few weeks. Well, give it into after Christmas. with all the Christmas sales and stuff, pretty much New Zealand's stock of bicycles will be depleted, in all honesty. Motorcycle, electric. I mean, KTM tried it years ago, didn't they, with one of their dirt bikes? I remember reading an article about that. Other brands, yeah, I think some of is it Husqvarna? They brought out a kids, like the equivalent to like a 50cc sort of power output kids bike, an entry level bike. That's electric, which I think is a great idea because, a lot of people live in neighborhoods where there's a lot of neighbors around and they don't want to make the noise because they get complaints. So the kid can't ride the bike around the garden. And an electric motorcycle, they can. There's no noise really other than the kid laughing his head off and the odd crash, I suppose. So it eliminates that problem, allows you to, use your own property even if you've got neighbors. So it is definitely going to happen. When is it going to happen? I think a lot of motorcyclists are petrol heads, to be honest. I think it's going to take a while, probably the next generation, to really start to explore the benefits, the pros and the cons of e-bikes. I mean, Charlie Bowman and Ewan McGregor, I should say the way around really, shouldn't I? Because Ewan's a bit more important. But anyway, Charlie Bowman and Ewan McGregor, they've recently done, is it the Long Way Up, where they've used electric Harley Davidsons. And Ben was telling me yesterday that when they got to Alaska, it was too cold for the electric motorcycles to work. Basically, the battery packs wouldn't operate in those sub-zero temperatures, and they had to abort mission. I mean, realistically, I would have said, right, okay, this is as far as you can go on e-bikes. Have a real motorbike, and off you carry on and get to your destination. So they do still have their limitations, unfortunately. But I think, over time, for the majority of people as well, they'll be quite a beneficial thing to have. Certainly another option. That's the thing, isn't it? I mean, you could have your e-bike motorcycle in the garage. You could have your traditional collection of motorcycles as well, and maybe use your e-bike for commuting, so you're reducing your carbon footprint a bit and doing your bit for the environment. Then on a weekend, you get to go and ride your real bike. Then you get to feel good about it. So hopefully, Nigel, that's answered your question. But I can tell you now, not from the knowledge that I have from where I work, because I don't have any knowledge from there on this particular subject, but in general, the feedback that I've been getting is, I would say that all the main motorcycle manufacturers are investing heavily in e-motorcycle development, for sure. Guy Martin is back. Very scary. And no world record for it. Damn! In that case, Guy, you need to have another go, because you need that world record. You do. I do remember watching that video, that series, that program, and there is no hope in hell's chance you would ever get me doing that kind of thing. I would just see a whole heap of pain, to be honest. And I'm not one for pain. Clearly, you've got a very high pain threshold. I don't. Just ask Mrs. Mechanic. She'll tell you. You can read into what you like. Drive Shaft Drew, Andy Mechanic, how you doing? I'm Drive Shaft Drew. We're getting all the celebrities on today, I'm doing okay, mate. I am. It's been a tough few weeks, and it seems to be every week seems to be getting busier and busier. I'm getting to the point now where, working all day, have a shower, straight to bed, get up, back in the workshop, crack on again. This live stream, like I said before, on a Sunday morning, shouldn't really be happening. I've got way too much to do, but it's a nice respite. It really is. It gives me a chance just to wake up, have a chat with my mates, and then find a bit of enthusiasm, because it's hard to find enthusiasm when you're so tired, and get on with it. I'm looking forward to Christmas, looking forward to the break, and this is the last big push. I've got about 5,000 Ks around the South Island to drive. I've got so many meetings down there, it's unreal. But I need to get that out of the way. Once that's done, then I can relax and just play in the workshop. That's what I do. I only play in the workshop, really. Drive Shaft Drew, hello all. Alan Cook, did you get your letter? Alan, I didn't. I got a notification to say that there was some post in my PO box. I drove across Auckland specifically to go and get your letter, assuming that was what was there. and it was just a couple of bank statements. That's all it was. It was a completely wasted journey, and it took me about 2 hours in the Auckland traffic to complete that trip. It was peak time, unfortunately. So I have had another notification now, and I'm going up again, possibly for the last time before Christmas, on Tuesday night. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, one of those days, I'll be going back to the PO box and gathering up any last post that's come through. I'll let you know. I will, for sure. Simon Roll, hi Drew. Drive Chef Drew, anyone here please, everyone here please thumbs up, share the live stream for Andy Mechanic. We've got 52 viewers, one of which is Guy Martin, and another one is Drive Shaft Drew. And we've got 21 likes. What the hell? I need to eat my pie, and we'll get a few more likes, I reckon. Because you all like me eating the pies. In fact, here you go, Guy. Guy, I wonder if Guy's a pie man or a sausage roll man. Are you a pie man or a sausage roll man, Guy? They're not sponsors. Believe I had to pay for this. Wild Bean Cafe, BP's here in New Zealand. This is a deviation from the normal. This is a pepper steak pie. Look at that. And it was being warmed up. It's been in the fridge for a couple of days. It'd be all right, won't it? I have warmed it up in the microwave, so it should be good. It's not that warm. I talk too much. Nom 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 nom. Bob Kinney. The Isle of Man race seems very challenging. Actually, Guy Martin and myself do have something in common, other than being from Yorkshire, I believe. I have ridden the Isle of Man TT track, the course. I have. The whole thing. It wasn't under competition circumstances, although it was a race week. I can't remember which one it was. I did it, and Guy will laugh at this. I did it on a Honda CM200 twin. 2 up. I did. Took us bloody ages. But it was fun, and that's all that matters, to be honest. I had a great time. I was there for a whole week. Took the little Honda across, blatted around the island, went to lots of little cafes and had beans on toast or some bacon for breakfast, and cups of tea. And we were camping, and it was cold and wet most days, especially most mornings. But it was fantastic. You could go down and see all the bikes and the start line, and we went to the big wheel. What's it called? I forgot the name of it now. Big white wheel, like a big water wheel place. It's quite famous. We went there for the day. Yeah, had a great time in the Isle of Man, and it was a long time ago. I would have been about 18, 19. Oh no, I drove and then left the Jeep on the mainland. So I must have been maybe 20, 21, maybe around that sort of age anyway. But it was good fun. I don't know if Guy was there that year. Can't remember. Probably not. I don't know. Challenging. You can read a lot into challenging. It's death-defying as the Isle of Man race. It's phenomenal to watch, but man, the speeds that they go, and there's the stone walls and the telegraph poles. The risk to life is just phenomenal, isn't it? Unbelievable to watch. Drive Chef Drew, Simon Roll, hi. Guy Martin. Oh, sorry, Guy. Can't say top secret, but should be good. You're holding your cards very close to your chest there, Guy. Okay, well, I understand you've obviously probably signed a contract not to talk about it at the moment, but whatever it is, good luck, and I'm sure it'll be an amazing series. Mike Bozansky. In fact, let's go back to Guy a second. So, Guy, you're still on the tools, working on the trucks. What's your favorite? What brand of tools do you use? There you go. Is it Snap-on? Or is it something else? What tools do you use? And second question to that, what is your favorite tool? We all have our favorite tool. Or what's the one that's been the most dependable over the years for you? And give me the specs, the brand, and a bit more information about it. Because it'd be good to know. We're all sort of tool people, so we like that kind of thing. Mike Bozansky, do you have tools that have been handed down from family? Dad wasn't really a hands-on tool kind of a guy. He did sort of try to fix a few things. I do have some spanners that my grandfather gave me. They weren't his. He worked for a motor factors, we call them in England, and they would sell tools, and they used to sell brittle tools. And I've got a few brittle spanners kicking around that he's given me over the years. He's still alive. He's hanging in there. He's doing well, but he's about 98 now. Poor chap. He hasn't. I don't think he's got long to go, to be fair, but he's doing all right. I haven't seen him since I left the UK, which is quite sad, really. Um, but no, Dad really didn't have too many tools, and I did unfortunately leave quite a lot in the UK. I wouldn't say start fresh. I probably brought about 30 or 40% of my tools. You know, all my hand tools and stuff came out. If I find something, and it's most likely going to be in the storage shed, there's some ammo boxes in there still with some tools that came from the UK. When I finally clear that out, I think what we'll do is we'll do a video and we'll go through all the tools and stuff that I brought from England. There probably is something in there. There probably is. So, Mike, at the moment, I can't really help you there. Ross, I have some of the tools were my granddad's, so I cannot replace them ever. But it's just another bump in the road, I guess, and have to move forward. Electric cars and bikes are not the same, though. No, I agree. I mean, okay, with your tools, you know, you're right. Once things disappear, they disappear, and you can't replace them. Electric bikes and cars, yeah, they are very different. The biggest issue I have with electric stuff, other than range, is the fact that they're so quiet, and because they're so quiet, they're I believe they're more of a hazard to pedestrians and stuff. You know, it's you can't hear them creep up on you. I remember when I first started doing a warrant of fitnesses here in New Zealand, we got a lot of the Toyota Prius would come in for a warrant, and you'd be in the workshop and somebody would be driving it around, and you wouldn't even know that they were there. And there was a couple of occasions where I almost got run over because I didn't know they were driving across the workshop. Such a good pie. James Webber, a local Kawasaki dealer in Ontario, told me he'd had his best year ever. Off-road bikes and four-wheelers made up the bulk of his sales. Absolutely. We've seen this in Australia. Not too sure on the figures for New Zealand as regards the whole industry, but some motorcycle shops have done extremely well. Sure, the lockdown period was bad, but as soon as they got back up and running, and that only took them a few weeks to get back into it and get the confidence and the knowledge to know that they were allowed to be open, being an essential service, they have sold a lot of stuff. Because people can't travel abroad, they've got a bit of spare cash. Normally those that have still got jobs, which is the majority here in New Zealand. We haven't seen that many people made redundant. And they're also those people now are very quickly securing new jobs again now because the confidence is there. But people, instead of buying air tickets, which they can't buy, they Lincolnshire's near Yorkshire. Come on, MG. You could be right. I'm sure you're right. But people have been looking at spending money on, recreational activities, obviously in their own country, and doing stuff on weekends and things. And of course, buying, as Ben's been saying, buying bicycles. Sales have gone up fourfold globally, the demand for bikes. And we've seen a huge increase as well on recreational motorcycles, be it dirt bikes. Four-wheelers, maybe not quite so much for New Zealand, the ATVs, but we have seen a slight climb as well in road bikes. People just want to get out and do stuff. And, motorcycles are a great way of self-isolating, aren't they? You're not going to really get too close to people, apart from when you're getting fuel, I suppose. But you can do that just at the pump and pay at the pump kind of thing. Ross, battery tech is also not to it at the moment. No, but it's getting there though. Batteries are very quickly getting reviewed and designed where they're going to be able to meet the requirements. Maybe give it another 5 or 10 years and it'll be quite different. Test. Hi man, do you really think that we should go electric? I don't think we have a choice. I believe me, I am petrol head through and through, and if you gave me an e-motorcycle to work on, other than doing the brakes, I really wouldn't have much of a clue what to do on it. Especially with electric cars as well. There's some very high voltages in there, and here in New Zealand at least, you've got to be trained and be certified to work on those vehicles if you're doing anything with the electrical side of it. It's going to help the planet. What also concerns me is the additional costs when the battery pack fails. They have a lot of logic protecting with the lithium ion cells, a lot of logic which oversees the condition of those batteries. And if you get a bad cell, then it can shut the whole thing down, and it can be very, very expensive to replace that power pack. So people, going to go out and buy a second-hand e-car, and maybe within 6 months they've got to replace the whole battery pack, and it's going to put them in a very bad predicament financially. But I think it's the next generation for sure. My kids, Ben's 25, 26 now. Charlotte's must be about 23, 24. Eloise 21 this year. They are far more environmentally conscious, and they do actively try to do things which don't harm the environment as much as the same kind of thing that I would have done when I was a kid. So I think it's going to happen. Naive one, where are your girls? Yeah, you talk about the Tool Girls? Well, the Tool Girls are all doing their own thing today. Andy's in the workshop all on his own. Simon Raw, so do electric Harley Davidson still leak? Probably. Duke of the Dales, is that the real Guy Martin? Well, we think it is. Duke of the Dales, yes. Of course it is. Has to be. Look, you'd have to have some serious balls to impersonate Guy Martin, because if the real Guy Martin then found out, man, you'd have problems. That guy's done all sorts of stuff. You don't want to mess with him, that's for sure. And he's as fit as a fiddle. Mike Begansky, breakfast pie. It is. Look at that. It's a nice pie. It's quite peppery. I'm not really a peppery person, but I don't mind these pies. Test. Except for the environment, what's the other reason to go electric? Gas rules? Well, one of the reasons, here in New Zealand at least, is in the city, I believe that they used to be free. I'm sure there's still some free charging points. So if you live somewhere near, if you work somewhere near where there's a free charging point, then you get free power. You get free fuel for your vehicle, basically. Other reasons? Conscience, maybe. But I suppose, again, that's environment. I would never have one. I'll say that now. I don't see any reason for having an electric vehicle. I think I don't fully understand. Well, I understand how they work in principle. But as regards testing, diagnosing, fixing, I would feel I'd be at the beck and call of a garage if something went wrong, and then I'd be in, one of the reasons why I learned how to fix my own stuff is because I don't want to use a garage. I want to fix it myself and not pay stupid prices. So I don't know. Good question. Why would you buy it if it wasn't an environmental thing? And I mean, let's not forget that the production of an e-vehicle has a much larger carbon footprint than the production of a normal gas or diesel vehicle. So it has to cover so many miles before the balance sways in its favor. So if you go and buy an e-car and do 10 kilometers a week just pootling about, then there is no point. You've actually, in my opinion, you will have harmed the environment far more than you would do if you bought a petrol car and did the same journeys. If you look at the overall. Plus, when it comes to the disposal of the e-car, again, there's a lot more of a carbon footprint to process that vehicle or the parts to get as many parts back into the recycling world as you can. So they're not as environmentally friendly as some people think. I did actually, this will make you laugh. I got a request a couple months ago, and if you're in the UK, it's called road tax. Here in New Zealand, it's called regio. It's what you pay to allow your vehicle to go on a public road. And it was a question that came through, and it was to do with 50cc scooter. Okay, now this customer or this person was looking at buying a new scooter. They had an option. They could go and buy the petrol scooter, or they could go and buy an electric scooter. The regio, the road tax for the petrol scooter, was about, I don't know, about $100 for the year. The regio for the equivalent power output or thereabouts electric scooter, same size bike, just the only real difference was how the vehicle was propelled. With the electric vehicle, it was over $400. It was almost 4 times the registration cost, the regio, for a year as it was for the petrol-powered scooter. So I rang the New Zealand government and I said, look, I've been on your website and I've looked at this and I'm trying to answer an inquiry that's come in. Surely this can't be right. New Zealand markets itself as promoting itself as being super environmentally conscious and encouraging people to be environmentally conscious and helping the environment. Explain to me, why is it then that it's about 4 times the price to buy regio, road tax, for the electric scooter as it is for the petrol powered one? That just doesn't make any sense. If anything, it should be the other way around, or the same for both. You know, why is it so expensive, so much more expensive for the electric powered bike? And they said, oh, it's to do with the fact that we don't get any revenue from the tax on the fuel, the electric. And I said, well, that isn't strictly true, because you do. When we pay our electric bill at home, there is GST or VAT on it. And I said, yes, that is actually true. We do get a small amount, but it is tiny compared to the amount of tax we charge on petrol. And we have to make up for it. We don't want to lose out. And I thought, wow, you know, here's a country promoting itself as one of the leading environmentally conscious countries in the world. Yet, when you start to scrape through the surface, you see examples like this, where in absolute reality, we are, sorry, I say we, New Zealand, absolutely is not. They're not really supporting the whole the e-vehicle transition at all. You know, and I suppose the same thing would go for. It'd be interesting to see actually what the difference is. For example, for a Nissan Leaf, which is all electric, the one we get here is, so the Nissan Leaf, all electric car, what's the regio costs for that in comparison to an equivalent petrol powered Nissan March, you know? Is the electric car 4 times the regio to the petrol car? And if it isn't, if they're both about the same or the electric one's cheaper, then really all they've done is target motorcyclists for extra revenue, haven't they? Very unfair. And I think you would have a case there. Anyway, you got me started on that, didn't you? So it's interesting to see what's going on. Oh, hang on. Ross, I'm guessing from the talk you're no longer in lockdown. No, we've not been in lockdown for a long time. We did have like a mini lockdown 2.0, but it was nothing like the real lockdown. I was at home for about 7 or 8 weeks on the real lockdown. Guy Martin, Duke of the Dales. Yes. I've forgotten what the question was now. Kill Switch BB. I have a question for Guy. So Guy, listen up. Here we go. Does being a family man hold you back in what risky, challenging things he gets into? Oh man, Guy's done some really, really dodgy stunts, hasn't he, over the years? I think his family must support him. They must accept the risks. I mean, Guy, I'm not going to answer for you. You can answer yourself. But from the stuff that you've done, the fact you've done so much of it, your family must, and you must just accept the fact that if you're going to do it, you got to do it. Simple. We all take risks in life, and I could have a crash in the ute tomorrow and not be here. Well, actually not tomorrow because I won't be driving it tomorrow. But when I drive back to Auckland on Tuesday night, I might not get there. I don't know. John, do you have an Aunt Aggie? The police are on the way. You don't fool me. I have seen your wanted poster and you eat cow pie. Your real name is Desperate Dan. I used to read Desperate Dan in the comics. Simon, you will never have a festive bake pasty from the UK as you left before they came out. Simon, you're an ass. Why would you say that? What is a festive bake? Obviously, it sounds Christmassy. But no, I've never had one. And I probably never will. Because you can't send me one because it'd be just a big pile of mold by the time it gets here. Bugger. Alan Cook, what happened to your logo? What's wrong with our logo? The live streams don't have the little Andy Mechanic inset. I have no idea how to do that, if it's even possible. It is on the normal videos. Or it should be. Simon Roll, Manx Wheel. There you go. You see? Simon knows everything. I forget everything. Duke of the Dales, Guy Martin. What a superstar you are. Thanks for all your fantastic challenges you've done. I loved your Merlin engine, especially when it went through the boss's wall. I didn't see that. I know a Merlin engine, but I didn't see that series. James Webber. Hello, Guy. I have a photo of Barry Sheen autographing a young girl's midriff. And another photo, that's brilliant. And another, I should do that at the pub. Don't think I'd get any demand. And another photo of Agostini riding around the pits at Silverstone on a Honda monkey bike circa 1975. I think I've seen that picture. Guy Martin, I'm from Leicestershire, man. What do you think? He is from Leicestershire. Well, there you go, you see. I was at college in Leicester, in Loughborough, actually. So I got it wrong. Guy's not from York. He's got a similar kind of accent, I suppose. Likes his cups of tea. Jamshed. Hi, Jamshed. James Webber. My granddad was a carpenter. You don't hear of people being carpenters too much these days, do you? I have his square and all AWL that he made. I also have a Guido socket set my dad bought me in the 60s. It was £4. Well, keep hold of that, mate. Guido's a good brand. And the fact your dad got you it. Ben's still got a socket set that I bought him when he was about 8. And it's nice to see him still using it. He uses it a lot. Duke of the Dales. The famous Guy Martin isn't from Leicestershire. Ah, what? What? Is that right? I'm going to Google it because Google knows everything. Where is he's from Grimsby. Is that right? Place of birth, Grimsby. Okay. Lincolnshire. Oh, I didn't open a new tab. What a plonker. There we go. There we go. Right, I'm back. Well, Google says that Guy Martin's from Lincolnshire, not Leicestershire. But hey, Guy knows where he was born. We can't. Google might be wrong. Thanks, Duke of the Dales. Laughing Dog, why don't you use your official YouTube handle then, Guy? Oh, you're all starting to get a bit conspiracy sort of stuff going on here. You're going to burst the bubble. I'm sure it's Guy Martin. Come on. Don't interrogate the poor chap. Laughing Dog, I'm here to see you, Andy. Anyway, good man. MG, thought Guy came from Lincolnshire. Guy Martin. My Merlin is in my workshop for the winter, and it wasn't my boss's house, it was my house. See, you must know what's going on. James Webber. I meant to say ATVs, not four-wheelers. Ah, okay. Because they call ATVs four-wheelers over here. And then the ones that you sit in with a steering wheel, with a roll cage, the ones that I service and stuff, those are called ROVs, or the original name was side-by-sides. That's what they call in New Zealand. We all call things different things around the world. Guy Martin, born and bred and still live there, in capitals, shouting at us. So Guy's been, he's just trying to stamp out all this non-believers. I believe it's Guy Martin, 100%. Duke of the Hells. Sorry, guys. No! Don't be saying that. Here we go. Chris. Guy, what happened when you drove Snoopy? You see, I don't even know what Snoopy is. Mike Adams. Hello, Andy. Hi, you all. Good morning, Mike. Good to have you on board, mate. Oh, what's going on here? That's better. Right. Laughing Dog, and the batteries are difficult to get rid of. Yes, it's a difficult thing to get them, recycled, so to speak. Igors, in Latvia, charging an electric car costs the same as fueling up your car with gasoline. There was a shady financing engine from the EU, but now it is the same price for a kilometre as a normal gas-powered car. So why would you bother? An electric car has a lot of additional costs relating to it, purchase price, and you've got to replace the batteries at some point. They're not going to last forever. And far more technical to repair as well. It's at the moment it's specialist. It's a normal mechanic, certainly in New Zealand, can't work on some parts of that vehicle. Neil McRobbie, what is your favourite Yamaha street bike? Well, hands down, because I've had one, and I wish I'd never sold it, was the Yamaha TDR 250. Ben has two of them. I had one when I was about 18. It was a black and yellow one. It was quite a small little bike. It was a a parallel twin two-stroke with YPVS, and it was just so much fun. It had built-in smoke screen capabilities every time you open the throttle. It went really well, did lots and lots of wheelies, handled well, you know, you could lock the back end up and slide it into driveways and stuff. Sounded fantastic. Yeah, everything about it was great, and it was just super reliable. Never had any problems at all with it. And then for some reason, I decided I wanted a Super Tenere 750, so I sold it. And I wish I'd never had, because it was a fantastic machine. And it's nice to see Ben's got one. He's got the blue and yellow one is on the road. He's done that for a few years now. We've done a few rebuilds on that. And he's got a black and yellow one, the same color scheme that I had, which, to be fair, it hasn't got an engine at the moment. It's just like a rolling frame. It's been deregistered, so it probably will never go on the road. But he wants to do a project bike. He's currently collecting parts to fit a Banshee engine to it with a 421cc big bore kit. And he wants to do fuel injection on a two-stroke, which will be very, very cool. So that is a project that's going to happen at some point in the future, but not at the moment. We're just too busy. So he's got all the parts building up, and one day we'll get together and do it. Good pie. Chris Shedham, R1. They're an amazing rocket, those things. I would never have one. Far too fast for me. Laughing Dog. Well, petrol has been around for longer, so that's why electric is still new and unknown to the insurance. I think it's just a new concept for a lot of people. But it's guaranteed it's going to grow. There's no doubt about it. Mike Adams. Not to mention, like we discussed before, not to mention the cost, discarding of e-cars versus gas diesel cars. At least current cars can be recycled and get a little money back. E-vehicles, you have to pay. You've got to pay to get rid of them. Shit. Laughing Dog. They are making a new tax up in the UK to tax electric car owners. It's a big con. I remember when LPG first came out as an alternative fuel, and quite a few of our customers, you know, because we had the off-road driving centre then, with the big V8s, you know, whether it was a Range Rover or a Land Rover 110 V8, or whether it was some of the Jeeps that turned up had LPG conversions as well. And this one guy was absolutely sold on it. Yeah, he put a tank in the boot, and he was, you know, it was all plumbed in, and the government had paid him money to do it. He was so happy. Cheap fuel for life, he said. And then a few years later, 2 or 3 years it was, they started to tax the LPG in the same way that they do the petrol. And all of a sudden, the cost per mile of driving for his fuel wasn't that much of a saving anymore. Plus, the car it had lost some of the performance when it was running on LPG. You couldn't start it on LPG, you had to start it on petrol, and then once it warmed up, switch it across. Too much of a palaver, not enough of a saving. And like you said, the government, they seem to lure people into doing the change, and then not long after, 2 or 3, 4 years, then start to tax the crap out of it. So personally, I just stick with what I've got. Petrol's fine. Petrol and diesel just works. Bob. I would rather revamp our engines and work on cleaner fuel mixes than going electric. There's been an amazing amount of headway in making petrol engines and diesels as well, for that matter, more fuel efficient and less polluting to the world. If you compare a modern engine now to one even 20 years ago, they run so much cleaner. And you know, people always say, oh, there's only so much you can do with a petrol engine, but we've far exceeded what we ever thought we could do so far with a petrol engine. and I'm sure that will also continue. I mean, it is a finite fuel, but there's still a lot around, and I don't think we're going to run out in my lifetime or my kids' lifetime, to be fair. Simon, on 100% electric, there is no road tax in the UK from the last budget. Wow. Well, there is here in New Zealand. There sure is. They're really hard on them, especially on the motorcycles, for sure. Mike Adams, California, Oregon, and Washington are charging a mileage tax because they're losing fuel tax revenue due to less fuel being used. You see, governments always need their money, and they'll always just put whatever rules they need into place to make sure that the revenue continues. What's the point? Stick with petrol. Laughing dog. Simon Raw. There will be, when all cars are electrical. Laughing dog. It was just a way to get people on electric cars. Alan Cook. You're not that old to forget. I know what you're saying, Alan, but I do forget stuff. James Webber. I took the photos, Andy. You have not seen them. What? Oh, okay. Well, I remember seeing a picture. Sorry, I remember seeing a picture of one of the riders riding a monkey bike through the pits. Sorry. I didn't realise you'd taken the pictures yourself. Simon Raw. Cut and paste from the website Festive Bake. As tasty as ever, it combines succulent pieces of chicken breast, sage and onion stuffing, and sweet cured bacon in a creamy sage and cranberry sauce. Oh, that sounds so good, mate. Simon, I'm not saying it's the real guy or not, but the real handle is likely run by a third party. Probably. Duke of the Dales. Guy slipped up when he said the Merlin went through his house wall because it was in the lorry workshop in Grimsby. Holy shit. At work. Oh dear. Interesting stuff. I'm not making I'm keeping, I think it was Guy. We all make mistakes. The Up Monkey. The blue and yellow TDRs were the fastest. No, I don't know. That black one was pretty quick too. They're good bikes though. Laughing Dog. It was the first production super motard bike. Was the TDR. It's pretty cool. Laughing Dog. I was going to get a Tenere bike, but I'm getting a Bandit instead, so I can work on it myself. What's wrong with a Tenere? You could work on one of those. Especially one of the new ones. They're pretty cool. Or maybe an old XT660s. They're pretty cool. With the old steel tank. The old Tenere 660s. They're a good bike. A friend of mine's got one of those up in Greenhive. I used to service. Mike Adams. Also, the downfall of e-vehicles is they still aren't as time efficient as the internal combustion engine. E's travel only half to 2/3 the distance from full and takes 3 times to fill up. Yeah, they're actually still very inconvenient if you're doing long journeys, aren't they? Juan, hopefully I pronounced that right. Juan, thanks for your videos about the Toyota MR2 Code 14. I asked you earlier in one of your videos about the solution. I noticed that I didn't watch all videos. I watched it all and I immediately took out my ECU. My problem was leaky capacitors. Wow, same problem. Replace them and the car is working fine. You see, that's what I like. The videos have helped somebody. Good job, Juan. I'm pleased that you're all sorted. Guy Martin. Sorry, Guy, just jumped over that one. I've got to go, Andy. And the non-believers, stay safe. And I will catch up in the future. Okay, Guy. I believe it's you, Guy Martin. I really do. And my apologies if not all the viewers felt the same way. Yes, get in touch. You've got my email address, andymechanic@live.co.uk. Flick me an email through, mate. It'd be good to have a chat. Really would. Very impressed with what you've done so far with your life. And I'm sure there'll be many, many more good things to come. Stay safe, mate. And talk soon. Thanks for joining us on the live stream, Guy. Really appreciate it. Right. Bob Kinney. Thanks for being on, Guy. Absolutely. Chris Archer. Hi, Andy. Sure you have this before. Where do you hail from in the UK? Thinking northwest. Well, believe it or not, I was born in Kendal. Now, I was only born in Kendal. I wasn't supposed to be in Kendal at the time, but Mum and Dad were on holiday. And Dad had an old Mini Cooper. It wasn't that old. It was old looking back now, but it was a very smart little Mini Cooper, 20 fuel tank one. And they were charging around the Lake District. And I think all the bumpy roads and the speed that Dad used to drive at, I wanted to get out a bit early and find out what was going on. So I arrived a few weeks early. Don't know exactly how many weeks early. But as soon as things had stabilised, they whisked me back to Yorkshire because, well, they wanted me to be a Yorkshireman. So I am. In all intents and purposes, I class myself as being Yorkshire. And then I went down to college in Loughborough. I was down there for a couple of years. And it definitely tainted my accent a little bit doing that. So it's not as broad Yorkshire as it probably used to be. Although if I'm having a conversation with somebody that's got a really broad Yorkshire accent, mine quickly drops back into that. But yeah, that's where I'm from. You know, so I lived in York most of my life, and then I moved up into a forest, actually, a very rural area just north of Pickering in North Yorkshire, and I was up there for about another 15 years. So there you go. Duke of the Dales. Before you go, Guy, you might have already gone now. We have a mutual friend. She owned the Manor Cafe in Bellaby, Yorkshire Dales, and we used to call you regularly. If you can tell me her name, I will believe it's you. Come on! Really? You don't believe it was Guy? I think it was Guy. He's not going to answer your question. He's not. John Nuttall. Andy, time to get your e-cigarette out. That's a very good point, actually. I've not really had any cigarettes for a while. So, I don't know what happened a couple of live streams ago, and the one before that. We had over 100 viewers on one of them, and then we got to like over 150 peak viewings on the one after that. And now we're sort of back to the normal, you know, the little group that we are, having a little bit of a chat on a Sunday morning before Andy has to go and crack on and get loads of work done. And I'd much rather sit here and talk to you all day long, but I can't. I have stuff to do, but we'll definitely have a cigarette together. So I have actually made a little list of stuff. So I think I've covered everything other than 60,000 subscribers now. What the hell? Wasn't expecting that to happen so soon. I'd sort of hoped it might happen by the end of the year. And we're sort of almost a month and a couple of weeks, almost a month and a half ahead of my prediction, which is bloody cool. So it means that we might actually get to about 61,000 subs by the end of the year. The magic number, so I'm told, is 100,000. Once you get to 100,000 as a creator, such as myself, a YouTube creator, you then have the ability to communicate, or you used to do, with the YouTube people. So if you have any issues or things that need to be fixed, they'll actually speak to you and you can get them resolved. Whereas, sorry, I just read Simon's message. I'll come to that in a minute. So before you get to 100,000, if there's a problem with your channel, often it can just disappear without any real, this is what I've heard, without any real word or warning. And it's always a worry that the Andy Mechanic YouTube channel might just disappear one day for whatever reason. I don't know why. There's definitely a lot more going on in the background. People trying to hack into the channel. I do regularly get notifications about password strength and you need to change your passwords again and all this kind of stuff. And it's quite unnerving, to be honest, because I've put, well, as most of you well know, there's thousands and thousands of hours work going into the channel with a view ultimately that it's going to be there for when I retire. Not only to create a revenue, but for something for me to do. And you know, it's great. I mean, it's done extremely well this year. I'm very, very happy the way things are going. Had some great support from the viewers directly. Mike Bazansky was, I think, the most recent donator, and we had another one actually as well. What else do we have? We had another one. I really should mention that actually. Just try and find the email. Yes. In fact, let me do it this way. Bear with me, people. Hopefully it'll let me in. Hopefully. No, I don't. I've already got the app. Go away. Not now, thank you. Yes. Dave Mattison. Thank you very much for your donation too. So this week we've had 2 donations come through PayPal. Both of which, well, actually, Mike Bazansky's has gone towards a new pipe bending tool to be used on the buggy project. And Dave Masterson sent some money across so I can take Tool Girl Holly out for a pint one night. So I should be very, very happy about that. So thank you again, Dave. Really appreciate that. So yeah, I've mentioned that one now. But also, I'm just going to close that down. I need to show you my screen. So I'm going to turn the camera around. 3, 2, 1. There we go, look. Oh. Finally, ordered myself a lawnmower. What do you think to that? Oh, look at that. You can move it around. That's pretty cool. Can I zoom in? Does it zoom in? Doesn't zoom in. Okay. So we've got a new lawnmower coming, and it's by Husqvarna. And it's an LC419 SP self-propelled lawnmower, and it's a commercial type, which is really good, which means it should be a bit more robust, a bit more reliable, and I'm collecting that next week. And yeah, it wasn't quite as expensive as that. I've got a friend that sells Husqvarna, so he did me a good deal on it. But what's it got? It's 166 cc's of pure power. It's self-propelled, obviously, and the cutting width is 48 centimeters. I didn't know any of these specs. I just said, just get me a good one. And he said, this is a really good one. So there you go. We've got ourselves a new lawnmower coming. Mrs. Mechanic will be so happy. Oh, look at that. Andy Mechanic. Right, going back. Oh, terrible. Got out. Terrible photography. So what else? What else have I got to do? Well, I've got this one more ROV to fully service. I've got the one that I was working on yesterday to put back together again. It's all sort of, I'm on schedule at the moment, but only just. And then I've got on Tuesday, either hopefully Monday afternoon will be great. I've got to finish spraying. In fact, let's go and take a look. Let's go and look at all these bits and pieces that I've sprayed for Tool Girl Holly. Right, I'm just going to disconnect the power cable. There we go. Right, turning around again. Geez, you'll get a headache at this. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Oh, right. So, I think the frame came out really, really well. This is only in primer, don't forget. But very, very happy with that. As long as it's going to focus on the frame, will be even better. There we are, look. That's a lot better, isn't it? And that modification that we made in that video, if it'll show, it's not too dark. There you go, look. Yeah, pretty good, doesn't it? So we can have dual side stands. That was the important bit. Is it going to focus? Just put my hand there, look. Almost. There you are. There, that's better. So yeah, not bad at all, actually. Very impressed with that. And then, because I was spraying that, I decided to spray a few more bits as well. So we've got the left-hand side stand. We've got a brake lever. We've got the front rack. Again, these are all just in primer. We've got the bash guard that goes across the front. I sprayed some other bits that are kicking around. That's in case Holly doesn't want that and just wants a standard engine mount. That's the under bash guard that goes underneath the engine, bash plate. Although there isn't a plate there, it's just tube. The rear rack, that was fun spraying that, I tell you. It came out pretty well. And then we've got a couple of, I did two because there was two in the box. I just did both of them. These are the rear drum stay. And that, I don't think I even need that. That's, I think, for the dirt bike version that holds the panels in place. So that's probably just surplus to requirements. But I was getting carried away and shot blasted that. And I think, yeah, that's everything. It took me bloody ages. But yeah, very happy. And I even installed the new outer races for the, oh yeah, will it focus? It won't focus. Okay, and then I blanked them off so that the paint can't get up there. Pretty cool. So that's all pretty much, apart from the top coat, that's all ready now for next weekend. So we can build a motorcycle with Tool Girl Holly. Excellent fun. Right, what else? Quick pan of the workshop. Not a lot going on at the moment. Everything's outside because it's all the wrong brand. Dum 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 dum. It's all looking pretty much the same, to be fair. Oh, that's my toolbox out of the car because I had to take Mrs. Mechanic and Eloise. They've gone on an adventure walk for 3 days. So I needed all the seats in the ute. There you go. Look. Oh, Jared. Jared gave me some stuff, actually. He gave me, what did he give me? He gave me some more Black Magic. I really, really like that stuff. I'm using it a lot recently. Very, very helpful at getting seized bolts undone and stuff. I tend to use it as a matter of course. Anything that looks a bit rusty. And he gave me some more brake cleaner. So I'm going to be all good for a bit longer yet. Thanks, Jared. Appreciate it. And how's the sticker board looking? If you've got any stickers of your own, any YouTube channels out there, and you've got your own stickers and they're not yet on the cupboard, then do send them through and I'll put them on the cupboard for you. And the toolbox, of course. But it's getting pretty full as the old toolbox. There you go, look. Dum 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 dum. Right, back to the bench. We're stalling. Oh, that was a bit of a close-up of the old beard, wasn't it? Ugh. There we go. It still works. And the old cigarette's nearly all gone now. Jeez. Well, there's a hell of a lag on the video, isn't there? It seems to be way behind. Maybe it's because I've not zoomed forward. I don't know. Oh, there we go. That's better. Right. Last few comments. What are we up to? Hour and 33. So we're basically getting near the end now. Hang on, bear with me. Oh, Mozzie, go away. Jesus. Hate to get Mozzies in my ear. Right, Simon, 2 weeks back was the start of the UK lockdown, Andy. Yeah, is it the end of November you get back out of lockdown again? Or early December? Simon again, 60,000. I'll have a cider for you. You better do, Simon. It's taken a lot of work to get to 60,000 subscribers. I was looking at a Big Car YouTube channel this morning, and I remember when that guy started up, and he had problems with his channel, and he had to take it down and then start all over again. And he's now at 90 odd thousand subs already. He's done incredibly well, and I do like his videos. They're very informative. He's definitely found a niche on YouTube, and good on him. And I do support him actually. I pledge an amount of money to him every month because I just like his videos. Bob Kinney, channel is growing, Andy. It is growing. It often surprises me. People say to me, hey, why isn't your channel any bigger? Why haven't you got more subscribers than what you've got? I don't know. I mean, I just do what I do and I enjoy what I do, and the channel is growing and it'll continue to grow, I'm sure. And I'm quite happy with it. So that's it, really. Laughing Dog. That's terrible if people are trying to hack your channel. Happens all the time, to be honest. Oh, I've just seen the fly away. The mozzie. He's over there, actually. Little bastard. Bloody stay over there. It is a mozzie. I'll kill him later. No bumblebees today, which is good. You don't mind me killing a mosquito, do you? Because he's definitely going to die, is that one? Now then. Mike Adams. I heard Jerry Clarkson talking about British and European countries charging tax on the volume stroke size of engines in vehicle by the cubic inch or litre. That's right. Yeah, well, tax as in certainly road tax, rego, is based on cubic capacity or cc of an engine. The bigger the engine your car has, the more it costs for the road tax, for sure. So, Mr. Smith, yes. And where comes the electric from? That's right. It must deliver much more power. Nuclear is about 5 million cars in Sweden, and if they are electric, it means about 3 million loading place needed. Do you mean charging points? But yeah, that's a very good point, Mr. Smith. Is an electric car is only as environmentally friendly as the source of the electric, basically. And if it came from a coal-powered power station, it's not particularly environmentally friendly at all, is it? Fortunately, here in New Zealand, we have a lot of hydroelectric power, which and power from renewable energy sources. So that's it's not too bad over here. But still, there's a big carbon footprint even in the production of those cars, and like we discussed before, the disposal as well. Igors, Latvia charges the cars that are registered before 2009 for weight, and the others by emissions. A 2005 Touareg pays less tax than a 2013 Touareg with the same engine. They change the rules, don't they? That's what they do. Mike, got 68 acres, thankfully most forest. Oh, mate, that sounds really good. Only a few acres to mow, use my John Deere tractor. You see, you've got a bit of land when you have a tractor to go and cut the grass. Very envious, mate. I was thinking about getting a ride-on lawnmower. We have got a bit of nothing like 68 acres. We've got a bit of a garden, a bit of a paddock actually at the back. It's pretty overgrown. A ride-on mower would be perfect, but we don't really need one, to be honest. But maybe one day in the future. I had to solve the problem now, and funds didn't stretch to a ride-on mower, unfortunately. Laughing Dog, is that rattle can or air gun sprayed? It's air gun sprayed. I have a gun for the airline. Now then, Termit 520. Andy, are you tired ever? Yes, I'm always tired. Always. Simon, kill the blood-sucking bastard. Bastard. I will. He's around somewhere. If he comes near me again, I'll get the fly spray out. John Nuttall, what is the number 13 over the door, Andy? Wasn't me. It was actually covered up. I had a prototype bracket that I designed up there, but I've been making some new ones, so I had to take it down and use it as a template. That was the tenants that used to live in this property before, I bought it, and it had a long-term tenant in it before I moved down here. and I'm pretty sure it was him. He had that kind of background. Don't know what it represents. There was another image on that wall burnt into it as well, but it's covered by the racking now, which is good. But yeah, no, I'll have to get the sander out and sand it off, won't I? It's not good. Nick Martin. Oh, Guy's brother. Not. Good day, Andy. New sub, loving the channel. Well, Nick, thank you for coming on board. We had Guy Martin on earlier on. We're there. I've caught up with the comments again. My coffee isn't completely cold. Okay, crew. We're an hour and 40 minutes in. This really is about the time we call it a day because I've got a lot to get done today. I really need to get the bulk of the servicing done on that second hour I've still got the first one to finish putting all the panels and bits and pieces on and do the final road test. It's important that I put the vehicle under load to make sure that everything's all good before it's delivered back. So, any last questions for today's live stream? Live stream. Jeez. Yeah, we are getting there, slowly but surely. It's a bit late in the day now to order any of the Andy Mechanic merch to get into the draw. I'm going to be doing the draw to find out the lucky winner of the Teng tools and the forge gear, and of course the Andy Mechanic merch that I'm going to put together. In fact, we can have a little look, if you want a sneak preview, as to what Jared sent down. There you go. So those that are still here get to see this. Hang on a second, let's just turn you around again. Geez, three turnarounds in one live stream. Hope you're not getting too dizzy. Right, so Jared sent some stuff down. Where did I put it? In here, I think. Here we go, look. Right, so rolled up is a calendar. It's going to have to be rolled to be going in the box anyway. We've got, what did he send here, look. We've got some, yes, for those inevitable workshop accidents, I know all about those. We've got some plasters. And then in the box, there's a few goodies in here, look. We've got a very expensive pump dispenser spray bottle for your brake cleaner. So you'll be able to buy brake cleaner as liquid form rather than using aerosol cans, which is really expensive. We've got some hand cleaner, hand cream. There you go, look. Yep, for cleaning your hands. Very good. Is there an English on there? English. Can I see English? Yes, Derma Plus e-hand wash cream cleans your hands intensively and gently from oils, greases, and other light soilings. There you go. So some hand cleaner. Now this stuff is brilliant. Not that I haven't done a video on it yet. But this is basically, you put it on the end of your screwdriver, usually a posi drive screwdriver, and you've got a rounded head, and it keys the end of the screwdriver, the bit of the screwdriver, into the screw, and gives you a lot more grip and stops it coming out. Very cool. I want to do a video on that because it's very, very useful. Now, what else have we got? There is some more stuff. Hang on. And this is only the forge gear. I'm picking the Teng tool stuff up next week. A very shiny forge tray, magnetic tray. Look at that. Bloody cool. I haven't got one of these. Jared, I want one of these. Very envious. I wonder if Jared's actually watching. Now, we've got some more stuff in here. Oh, this is the one-handed stuff. Hang on. Let's go to the bench for this one. Right, bear with me. What else have we got? I had to put this stuff in a bag because it's not that tidy in here. We've got, oh, what's this? Try and do it to camera but not get it grubby as well. We've got, oh, I like this. I did get one of these a while ago. Are you ready? I'll try and do it like on the credits. May the forge be with you. Look at that. That is very, very cool. I like that. I like that a lot. What else have we got? Oh, ashtray. Yep, very useful. I use mine. Look, there you see. Here's the used version. Bloody good. one of those. Little forged keyring. What a cool bloke. I like that. I might have to scan that before I send it and use it on my stuff. That would be good on my shirts, actually. Somewhere. Jared, I need the graphic image of that so I can get it put on the shirts. Very cool. And what else have we got? Oh, yes. A forged cap. Can't go wrong. Right. I'll tidy that up later on. Good job. Is that it? That's it for now. Right. Turning around again. Ugh. There we go. Right. Try and make a bit of space. Okay. So that was a little extra tidbit for the end of the live stream. So, like I say, it's a little bit late now to be purchasing some of the End Mechanic merch to then send through your picture via email. But if you have already purchased something, but you haven't sent through a selfie yet on an email, and Connor is definitely a culprit of that, then you've still got a few days to get that sent through. And then I'll put a post on Instagram with your photo, and those that I've put on Instagram will then go into the draw. I think there's one or two that I still haven't put on there, so I need to get my act together and go through all the emails and stuff and make sure that I've posted them all on there. Okay, crew, well, that is really it for today. Thank you very much for joining us. And of course, having Guy Martin here to join us as well was fantastic. A bit of a shock. I had no idea that he was going to join us. I do still believe it was the real Guy Martin, despite, you know, some of the viewers' comments. I just don't know. And maybe we will never know. But, you know, give the guy the benefit of the doubt. It was definitely a Guy Martin, that's for sure. All right, crew. Well, I will see you next Sunday for the live stream. Tool Girl Holly might or might not be in that live stream. It all depends whether or not she makes it out of bed in time. But I'll be here, 8:30 a.m. on the Sunday morning, New Zealand time. All right, chaps. Well, until next time, I'll see you around. Cheers. Over and out.